Anyone who's enlightened has attained Samadhi, moksha. They have not lived for the body in this lifetime. They are quite detached from the body. So if you really want to copy the acharan, the behavior, then go to Acharyas who teach you in everyday life, do this, do not do this, eat this food, don't eat this food, sleep this way, sleep at this time, do this, all that behavioral acharan thing that you are being told to, that is Acharya's job. Sexuality in women is hormone driven, is nature driven, is connected to the cosmic cycle, lunar cycle. So females do not experience a lot of upheaval because of porn. It doesn't goes within them. They are not indriya. Their sexuality is not indriya driven, period. So in whatever they are looking at, they may not find very exciting, or it may not arouse them at all. Jai Shivai. Yogini ji, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking water again. I really don't feel like having smoothie.
Water to Samadhi. All right. Okay, what are your questions?
Getting simpler today? And simpler.
Simpler and simpler. Coming back to the root elements. Basic elements. All right, shoot your questions.
Shoot? No shooting today.
What are your questions, Yogini ji, today?
Ma, we'll take some viewers' questions. I think some are still left to be answered. So, there's this question: why some enlightened beings smoke, like Nisargadatta Maharaj? Doesn't it give wrong impression to the seekers or for newbies?
First thing that people need to understand is that anyone who's enlightened has attained Samadhi, moksha. They have not lived for the body in this lifetime. They are quite detached from the body in this lifetime. So whatever habits or things they have, whatever their body was surviving on, whatever kind of good nutritional stuff that they were surviving on, or whatever poisonous stuff like nicotine or caffeine or whatever it was that the body was surviving on. After Samadhi, it keeps on going that way. It is continued that way. There's no need to disturb the body. They're not doing anything because they know Samadhi is not about the body. Right? Samadhi is not the state of body. Your body is not going to change or do anything. You're not going to grow some wings or some horns or something will physically change in you, visibly change in you. No, nothing like that. So when you are going to an enlightened guru, you do not copy their acharan, behavior. Their day-to-day behavior may be very much against the principles of living healthy in a body. They have least connection and concern with the body. When Ramana Maharshi was sitting for so long that his actually rats ate his body. And are you going to copy that? No. He was sitting for so long that his bones actually froze. His joints actually froze. He couldn't walk for a very long time after getting up from Samadhi. Are you going to copy that? He was least bothered about where his body was. That is why he didn't care whether there were rats or snakes or scorpions. Can you sit today? Can you do that today? Will you be comfortable sitting in? So do you have that kind of dispassion? Vairagya, virakti from your body? No, you don't. So you don't copy all that. Enlightened being may still be alive even if a snake bites them, a scorpion bites them. They'll still be alive. They'll still be alive. Because they are so detached from the body, they run their body, they control their body, or in a way, their body is doing whatever it came up with and whatever it is doing in this lifetime. They hardly care. It's spirituality is for them in this lifetime when they attain is not at all about perfection of all the bodily things. After all, body will stay here after Mahasamadhi. When they leave their body, they are going to leave it here. They are not going to carry it over. What are they going to carry in the afterwards? Their samadhi, their moksha, their chitta, their other koshas is what they will carry. This annamaya kosh, this physical body, they will not carry. So if you really want to copy the acharan, the behavior, then go to Acharyas who teach you in everyday life, do this, do not do this, eat this food, don't eat this food, sleep this way, sleep at this time, do this, all that behavioral acharan thing that you are being told to, that is Acharya's job. So you want to follow in the footsteps of Acharyas. You want to follow in the footsteps of a Samadhi Guru? Think from that perspective. Think just from what you will take from beyond the body. Where are you going? Where are you taking yourself beyond the body? If somebody lives with me a day-to-day life, and then they will see that, God, she never eats properly, she doesn't drink water properly, she doesn't do this thing, she doesn't do that thing, or it's not a good thing to be around me and copy my acharan. But if you want to attain moksha, if you want to have samadhi, you go to samadhi gurus. That is why they are very less in number. So people do not end up copying their acharan. They need not to. And anybody who questions what an enlightened being is or is not doing, or what their habits are or not are. For example, Nisargadatta Maharaj used to smoke even after samadhi, and I am in the body and I am still living in the sansara, in the family. So I'm living how worldly families live, right? And similarly, Neem Karoli Baba, he used to take tobacco. So he was taking tobacco. Now, if you copy that acharan, it may harm you, impact you. You may not be at that level. First of all, to do those things. Another thing is, if you are looking at them, you are still seeing what the body is doing. You are still tied to, very strongly identified with your own body. That is why you are looking at other people's body. So it shows the agyan right then and there that the more you are identified with your body, the more you will look for acharan to copy. Not the gyan, not the shakti. So when you reach at the level of gyan, shakti, bhakti, devotion, all these things from the body does not matter to you. You may fall in love with a person who doesn't take shower every day. Then what? You'll stop loving them just because they are not showering. Or do you want to say that if my lover is not showering, I will not shower either? That is also not true. So when it comes to subtle domains of life, subtle existence of yours, if you can't see them in you, then you don't see them in the Guru, and you end up focusing on the physical. Same thing with Adishankaracharya. Very famous story with Adishankaracharya that he used to walk, and he used to walk a lot. The entire length and breadth of India, he used to keep on walking. So when he was walking from one place to the other, a lot of people just start following him as a guru. Whether he considers them as his disciple or not, they were considering him as guru. So he kept on walking. Once he walked, and he was very thirsty, and there was a liquor shop. So he went inside and there was a whole big matka, what do you call matka? Pot. So there was a whole earthen pot of liquor, alcohol. And he just took that whole pot and drank it completely. And then he was fine walking outside and went to another place. Then some of the students said, wow, if our guru can do that, what a nice guru he is. Let's do that too. He didn't lose his consciousness because he took alcohol. Next stop, all of them were nicely drunk and doing all kinds of tantrums, fighting with each other. Somebody was crying, somebody was rolling on the floor, somebody fell into the ditch. That's the effect of alcohol happening on them. Same thing with nicotine or any substance that you may take. Then Shankaracharya realized, what the heck? These guys were copying me that I drank alcohol. Let me teach them a lesson. Next time he went to a blacksmith's shop and there was a pot of molten iron. He drank that molten iron. Now everybody behind following him fainted. You do that? So you cannot do that. So when somebody becomes very, very powerful in their subtle existence, they can take certain poisons. They can keep doing what their body was habitual of. They can drink alcohol when they are thirsty. Water and alcohol, nothing can touch any physical substance cannot touch their consciousness at all, cannot shake their consciousness at all. And in some people, just 2 glasses of wine or a bottle of wine or a 5-6 different whiskey peg might derail their consciousness so much that either they will become overly emotional or they will become really angry. Whatever was suppressed within will come out. Yogis are not suppressing anything within. So they are doing in any moment what they are doing. Another very important thing to understand is, if the body was being grounded by taking nicotine or smoking or anything, I have heard this from Deepak Chopra as well, that he met so many enlightened ones in life and most of them were smoking. Okay, most of them were smokers, and even after Samadhi they kept on smoking. Who cares? If their smoking didn't stop the Samadhi from attaining the Samadhi, then what's the point now? Whether you eat food or you eat nicotine or you do whatever, you are anyways going to discard this body here. And if that poison didn't kill them, then now if they die, they already have a will to die. You cannot take their right to attain death or Mahasamadhi when they want. So normal people should not try to, take the behavior, learn the behavior or when we say follow in the footsteps of gurus, we are not saying follow the behavioral footsteps that you should already be copying from Acharyas. If you are at that level where you need to copy someone's behavior, what their physical body is doing, then don't copy them. Your father, somebody's father may be a smoker. Okay, and that doesn't mean he's not a father or he's a bad father because he was smoking. No, whatever he's doing to his body. He's doing the wrong thing for his body, and that part is understandable. But now that his body's got addicted to smoking, so be it. He's still fulfilling all his duties as father that he need to. Somebody's mother may be smoking. So what? She's still a mother. She's still doing a lot of things. You want to copy the 100% the acharan of somebody, behavior of somebody. That's a wrong thinking, a wrong mindset in its own way. We grow up with professor. So I had a very, very intelligent, super smart, genius physics professor, and he was a chain smoker. He couldn't even teach us by sitting. He would teach us for 10 minutes. Then he would go outside to smoke. Again, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 15 minutes max, he could teach us. Again, he would go outside and smoke. And slowly, what happened? Because we as a student didn't want to lose that continuity of the lecture that was being given to us, we would walk with him outside, stand with him nicely, and we'll keep talking about the light, the intensity, the subject, the heat, or whatever theory physics that he was teaching us. We would keep talking to him. So his smoking and not smoking didn't bother us at all. Some of us were really, really good with physics, and we were his favorite students also, because we had that much of keen interest in learning the subject, mastering the subject. So he would teach us in a very different way. And we gave up being concerned about his smoking. We were around him, some 10-15 of us were there, and only 7-8 would come out. So those 7-8 had that continuity. So we took what that professor was giving us, not what we shouldn't have taken anyways from him. There are some good qualities, some acharan behavior to follow from a lot of people, and you copy what you can. But don't think that Samadhi gurus are the epitome of acharan, physical behavior. No, they are not. Physical behavior, good, bad things, wrong things, addictions, habits, you'll find in everyone. Give up on all that. Start looking beyond the physical body. Start looking into the subtle domain. What they can handle, what their body can handle. And another thing is grounding. Smokers can never leave smoking after Samadhi. It's very hard. They may give up from time to time, but it becomes more like a physical grounding practice. If they have to bring their consciousness back to the body and function properly in the samsara, they have to smoke, because their body has learned to live on that substance. Even Ayurveda says that drinking mango lassi, mixing mango with the milk, mango shake actually, is a very wrong food. But if somebody starts taking it from childhood and become used to a mango shake, a body becomes addicted to it. Body starts functioning well. Body considers it as a nutrition. And moreover, we ask you, other people, not to follow bad habits, not to do these things. Why? Everything bloody knocks the consciousness away. Everything can hijack the consciousness. Wrong food, bad food, eating this way, eating at this time, 1 hour of hunger, delayed food, delayed gratification, any behavioral change, this change, that change, alcohol is a far more of consequential, and then nicotine, caffeine, anything can hijack the consciousness of normal people. Yogi's consciousness, you cannot hijack by any means. When your father is smoking, he's still a father. You cannot take that fatherhood away from him. Your mother may be smoking or sometimes drinking, socially drinking or whatever. It cannot take away the mother from them. I'm not promoting these things. I'm not saying you do these things. But if somebody else is doing, you do not copy. Some people drive with 100% focus after drinking 1 bottle of alcohol. Some people's consciousness is lost after two glasses, 2 pegs. So what to do? So how strong your consciousness is? What can actually take that consciousness away from your intellect and place it on your emotion, your bad energy, your suffering, your anger? What can bring out all those things in you? So don't do it. Don't copy. You cannot copy. Same with soldiers. Soldiers at time will drink because it's very cold. They are in Himalayas and they are in places like that, and they might drink. Still, they may shoot perfectly. A normal person, if they drink that much, they'll be in a ditch somewhere. Forget about aiming and shooting. But people in the army, people in the Navy, Air Force, at times they do it and they're still fine. So what kind of a person you are, you know your limits, you behave that way. Don't try to copy anybody, regardless. Forget about enlightened ones, Samadhi beings, even the normal person. This answers your question, Yogini ji?
Yeah, I hope it answers the question of the person who had asked it. Should I go to the next question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, somebody has asked, group sex is okay if it's consensual, but only by experiencing it will some realize its futility and entangling nature. So it's all right from that perspective, but what happens to the energy bodies of those people?
Some very bad things happen. Group sex. Some really, really disturbing things can happen because you do not know what kind of karmic energy or the energy other person is carrying. They may be appearing lustful in that moment. Lust may arise and you may forget all that. But what kind of karmic energy may carry and how much will you, especially males absorb a lot, but males and females, those, how much loss of prana will happen in that very moment. So futility of it is fine, but physically, yes, energy gets impacted. A lot of energy pollution can happen as a result, and it may make you mentally disturbed for a very long time to come, for months and years to come. That is what group sex does.
I think there's one more question. Can you also shed light on how porn affects your senses and in turn what impression it can leave on your chitta? How it has become a way for young to learn and it can mislead and create falsehood in the head, and maybe if there is a better way to educate. Are there any people trying to spread dharmic education on this front so generations don't suffer?
Yes, I think I heard a very good lady. Her name is Seema Anand. I have listened somebody sent me one of his videos podcast and I heard that. So yeah, she is spreading a lot of good knowledge about sex, intimacy, and the real Kamasutra she talks about. Earlier we had uh, all kinds of Kamasutra schools, and Kamasutra was being taught in the colleges, schools, so that people learn intimacy, young ones learn the bodies, female body, male body, about arousal, about this, about this, how to maintain this. And it was being taught so that relationships can be sustained for a long period of time. Porn doesn't do that. Porn is just connected to the indriya. Especially porn is much more, because sexuality in men is indriya driven, five sense driven. Sexuality in women is hormone driven, is nature driven, is connected to the cosmic cycle, lunar cycle. So females do not experience a lot of upheaval because of porn. It doesn't goes within them. They are not indriya. Their sexuality is not indriya driven. Period. So in whatever they are looking at, they may not find very exciting, or it may not arouse them at all. And no external stimulus may happen, yet they may be aroused because it's time of their hormone, it's their lunar cycle. That is how it works. So they may be aroused and they may be aroused. No external input is needed. In men, it's not connected to the cosmic cycles. In men, the sexuality is very much in their mind, very much in their senses, through their senses. So what happens? Pollution of senses happen. Out of senses will run out of control. Even if you do not want to, you are not watching porn, the thought to watch the porn may start happening, and complete indriya nigraha, the sensory control, the pratyahar will go out of balance, and slowly your mind will be polluted. Then even when you go to a Devi temple, you will start getting erection. Even if you look at your daughter you will start getting erection. Even if you look at your mother or any woman body, because your indriya has, you have trained your indriyas like that. Imagine how worse, how bad it will be, that if it starts happening in front of your mother, or it starts happening with your sister or your daughter, or even the Devi, the goddess in the temple. So don't go to that level. But that's what porn, that is how porn is destroying people's sensory mind, the lower mind, and especially males, because their sexuality is sense driven. It's in the mind. They can control it, they can switch it on and off very much, and they need to learn how to do that. That is why Kamasutra was taught, different yogic kriyas were taught, so that they can control their mind. In women, it's not a mind control. You cannot just think of, okay, I will not think about this man, and I can unarouse myself, or switch off your arousal. No, you can't. It's a hormone driven thing, it's a nature driven thing, it's bound by your lunar cycle, cosmic cycle. You cannot do anything about it. And then, if you want to be arouse a woman, watching something, looking at something, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I think that's all we have time for today, Ma.
Okay.
So thank you for answering all our questions.
Thank you so much, and hope these answers are helping you all, and you guys are learning. Keep questioning, keep writing your questions in the comments, and Yogini ji will pick up. Thank you, Yogini ji. Namaste.